Hey everyone, it's Albert Flynn DeSilver, author of the memoir Beamish Boy and Writing as a Path to Awakening from Sounds True Publishing. Welcome to the weekly message. It is Tuesday, July 9th, I want to say. And thank you so much for being here. This is straight talk on writing, creativity, and spirituality. Not necessarily in that order. Unscripted straight talk, I should say. So I want this to be fun and hopefully inspiring and a little bit of insight. I'm coming to you weekly for, 5 minutes about, maybe sometimes it's 7, sometimes it's 10, with just some thoughts about these different topics, writing, creativity, and spirituality. I hope this is helpful. Today's topic is curiosity, and they say curiosity killed the cat, which is a terrible thing. It's a terrible concept. It's a terrible proverb. It's a terrible idea because it gives you this sense that curiosity is dangerous. If you get too curious, you're gonna fall and die. It's like, and this comes from an article in the Washington Post, and I think it was like 1916 or something, where they wrote about this cat. This woman called the fire department. She called the police department. She called the hospitals. She was freaking out about her cat. Bless her heart, we are worried about our animals. But the cat was just off being a cat and being curious about different, I think it was in the park or something, and she got up in this tree and then wound up in a building and then slipped and fell to her demise. It's a tragic story. And the headline was "Curiosity Kills the Cat." And so then this got woven into our lexicon as Americans. And but I think to our detriment, because curiosity is it. It's I think it's the most underrated spiritual attribute, human attribute. We want to cultivate curiosity. We want to celebrate curiosity. So this week, I want you to think about what are you curious about? Start with your mind. Start with your mind. What is this mind all about? And of course, this takes stillness. This takes silence, which is a commitment. In this day and age, we're all just super busy and consumed with information overload. So you have to be discerning about your information that inspires, information that is positive, information that serves your growth spiritually, intellectually, emotionally. I hope that this video does that for you. So cultivating curiosity starts with the mind, being curious about our own minds. What's really going on in here? And is the mind even in here? There's a brain in here, which is like a bunch of mushy material, some chemistry and that conducts electricity. But the mind is everywhere. The mind is in the body. The mind is out here in the living room, in the kitchen. The mind is in here in my little light ring. The mind is everywhere. The mind is the universe. But find out for yourself. But take the time to get quiet enough, to get still enough, and to be curious about your own mind and the patterns of your own mind. It's really pretty fascinating. We think we have to go to all these exotic libraries and read all these books out there, but when we start to look inside and investigate this whole being, there's a lot here. There's a lot going on. It's not just limited to our conception of ourselves. And that's one of the things you learn when you get still. So be curious about the mind, these patterns of thinking, these patterns of attention. Begin to notice, where does your mind go? Where does your attention go? Someone once said that you can tell what people are devoted to, really, not what they say they're devoted to or what they say they're into, what they're truly devoted to by 2 things. That's 4. 2 things. Looking at their calendar and looking at their checkbook. Not that anyone has a checkbook, but okay, their online bank statement. So where do you spend your money? Where do you spend your time? Those are our 2 biggest commitments in a lot of ways, if you think about it. And so a lot of times we say, I want to do that, and I want to do this, and I want to become a writer, and I want to become an artist, and I want to But wait, where have you calendared the writing? Have you paid for the workshop or the retreat? So think about that in terms of curiosity. What are you curious about? Starting with the mind. What are you curious about going into the heart? What's stirring in your heart, in your soul? To get curious about that is a beautiful and amazing thing. And then be curious about the world. I think we have the whole education system is backwards in this country. You know, there's all this, we begin by feeding kids all this knowledge from the outside before they even know who they really are. How can you really get a sense of knowledge? How can you really get a handle on all this external knowledge without knowing yourself? I mean, obviously you can in certain technical ways. There's a compensation for that. But with a true sense of consequence, with a true sense of heart and compassion for the world, that comes from inside. So imagine merging the two of those, the external knowledge with the internal knowledge. Being curious about the internal world, being curious about the external world. It's really a beautiful thing. And so this week, explore. What are you curious about? And what do you want to learn? But start from within. Begin with your own mind, your own heart. And know that knowledge accumulation is infinite. The potentiality is infinite. When we start to look inside, we realize there's this incredible capacity. We're on an evolutionary journey. There's no fixed state that we're stuck to as a human being. So remember that. Hope this is helpful. Enjoy your week. Stay curious. Stay engaged. Until next time, live well, love well, and write well. Oh, and before I go, check out the online course that's happening for memoir writers. If you're a memoir writer, you're curious about memoir, I am doing an intensive online course July 20th and 21st. I'll be live. You don't have to be there. If those times don't work, you can still register, sign up, and I can send you the recordings and all the worksheets. It's best to be live, of course, and engaged. The other thing I wanted to share with you is on August 14th through the 18th, I will be live at Shambhala Mountain Center in northern Colorado. This is an extraordinary opportunity to go deep, to actually spend time looking at your own mind, your own heart, and exploring your creativity. We're going to do a lot of really incredible, intensive writing exercises and movement exercises and mindful meditation exercises. It's going to be an incredible, incredible week. And beyond the teachings, which will be really fun and amazing, it's the place. It's the land. It's the stupa. It's just the food and the people, and it's remarkable. Anyways, you can learn more on the website, albertflynndesilver.com. And till next time, as I said, live well, love well, and write well. And I'll see you soon. Thanks always for tuning in.